Hi everyone, we wanted to give you a little bit of information about what's going on right now with the Humanitarian Club at PSC. For those of you who don't know, the Humanitarian Club is a group that has a goal of making the world a better place by both fundraising and informing fellow students about both local and global projects. If this is something that is of interest to you, please come see Mrs. Lapointe for more information on how to get involved. We wanted to give you a little bit of information as to the organization that we have chosen to partner with, which is A Better World Canada. A Better World has 5 pillars: health, education, water, agriculture, and income generation. The organization is local. It's based out of Lacombe with a focus on sustainable development. For those of you who don't understand or don't know, sustainable development is focused on providing people in the project area, like Kenya, with skills so that they can be responsible for maintaining the community. For example, rather than sending a group of Canadians to build a school, they will send skilled people to teach the community to build a school so that they will be able to construct other buildings in their community. This is on the philosophy of give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man a fish, feed him for a lifetime. Some other reasons we chose A Better World is in the past with a fundraising project like the 30-hour famine, the funds have gone to World Vision. So World Vision is a big organization, and it means that they have a little bit of an overhead cost. So last year in 2018, they had a 14% overhead cost in terms of their operating of their business. What that means is out of every $100 donated, $14 of that goes to the operating budgets. With A Better World, this is an infographic from their website. They have a 3.8 operating cost, and it's hard to read in this image, but all of that operating cost is funded by specific donors that know that they're funding that specific operating cost. So if we were to donate money, every penny donated goes to a project, which when we're running a small school-based fundraising operation, it's nice to have every penny go to a project. Some other reasons, we've had some attendance at the Humanitarian Leadership Conference that's held in Lacombe. It was an awesome opportunity for some of our students last year, and they were able to connect with other fellow humanitarians from across Canada, so that was really awesome. It's also very easy to connect with Eric Raja, the founder of the organization. As you can see, he's in our school in the image in the slide here. That's Mr. Hegarty's classroom. So it's awesome that he's able to connect with us and come to the school for anything that might come up. And we've also had continued projects with A Better World. For about 5 years, we've been involved with their organization. This is a little video that I have that gives good purpose as to why we do humanitarian efforts at Panocha Secondary. So this is Eric Raja. As I mentioned, he's the founder of A Better World Canada. He founded the organization in 1990, and he's been the leader of raising a lot of money for international aid projects. He's also recently been inducted into the Alberta Order of Excellence, which is quite an honor. This video is from a TEDx talk in Red Deer. I'm going to show you a short clip of it. I've also shared this entire video link with your TA teachers that you can feel free to watch on your own if you are interested as well.
I've been patiently waiting for people with the expertise from Red Deer. If there were only 2 pictures I could show about the need to connect and see and do the one thing you could do, it will be these next 2 pictures. I was at an orphanage, and this is Dominique in the middle, and the physiotherapist who was with me said Dominique could benefit from a surgery. He was not able to walk quite properly. He said we could take him for a surgery and he would come back, and within several months he would be able to walk. But she said it's important that we bring all the children together and tell the children that Dominique would be gone and that it would be necessary that they don't feel fearful as to what happened to Dominique. If a child goes out in an orphanage, you don't tell the rest of the children the children wonder, when would I be gone? What would happen to me? So we gathered all the children together, and with the help of a translator, she was telling the children, Dominic is going to go for surgery. He's going to come back with the cast. He's not going to be able to walk for some time. It was not even a few seconds. Two kids rushed to him, and they carried him, and they were practicing how they would take him from place to place when he came back from surgery. It was a very powerful reminder to me that they didn't need an organization. They didn't need a committee to decide what to do. They didn't ask for a charitable receipt to do this. And the point is, they didn't understand surgery. They didn't understand physiotherapy. They simply looked at each other and said, we connect with Dominic. He has a need, and we will move him, and we will do the one thing that we could. My challenge to all of you today is, regardless of all the wonderful things we have heard, unless you can connect, unless you can see, unless you can do the one thing that you can do, the world will not be a better place. But if you do, the world and this community will be a much better place than it is today. Thank you very much.
So our most recent project right now that we're working on is a famine for a better world. This is similar to the 30-hour famine that's run in the past with just a slightly different name. So the Famine for a Better World, we're raising money for a shallow water well and school gardens. So the shallow water well will provide water to maintain the gardens, and the well itself is around $5,000, and if we raise that $5,000 or any amount of money that we raise, A Better will match up to $5,000. So if we do raise $5,000, we actually can turn out about $10,000 to provide 2 wells to 2 different schools in rural parts of Kenya, providing food for many, many children. So if this is something that you would like to be involved with and you would like to be part of the 30-hour famine, also now known as Famine for a Better World, please do come see either myself, Mrs. Lapointe, or Mrs. Hoffman to get signed up and to get a permission form. If you have already signed up, don't forget that we have a goal of each student to raise about $100 for the project. And to do that, you can go around to your family or neighbors or friends to get those donations. And if you have signed up and you have your permission form, we're asking that you can get them in as soon as possible to Mrs. Lapointe. Don't forget to get them into her. And if you are excited to get involved, please come to the sign-up booth at lunchtime, or come see, like I mentioned, Mrs. Hoffman or Mrs. Lapointe to get the sign-up sheet and to get you involved. If you do have any other questions, please feel free to talk to myself, Mrs. Lapointe. You can fire me an email or come see me anytime, and I can give you a little bit more information. I hope that helped you keep yourself informed, and I hope that you guys are excited to famine for a better world.